Hi everyone, welcome to week 4. In this week we're going to talk about how children acquire language. So we've already looked at some of the design features and we've seen that compared to other species and ape sign language, that it's really complicated. We've seen duality of patterning, productivity, and displacement. And some of your comments in the discussion board made me think of language, or an analogy for language, and that is like a kind of 3D sound puzzle, right? Because there are these multiple layers that have to come together, multiple rules. So what I'm saying is that there are rules for combining sounds. So in English we have the sound sh, right? But we don't have the sound cl. And so little kids have to kind of pick up on this and figure out what are the rules for combining sounds and what is okay and what is not a sound of English. And then there are rules for making words, right? So there's not simple, but for us, right, simple stuff like adding the ed on the end of a word to make it past tense, or in Spanish, changing bailar to bailado, he bailado, or yo bailé. And so children have to figure out these rules for creating words. And they can even create their own words. So I don't know if I said this in one of the videos that I made, but my kid would call the camera cheeser, right? Because he knew, right? You can just add ER onto something and make it a noun. So a camera is something that made people go cheese. You get it? Okay. Or we can come up with new words like doom scrolling, and then we can instantly understand what that is, especially given our current political and sort of health crisis. And then finally, we have rules for combining those words into a sentence. So unlike the apes that we saw in the sign language projects, we can't just say dog, cat, bite, scratch, right? We'd probably be trying to create a story in our head like, oh, the cat probably scratched the dog and the dog probably bit the cat. Well, we don't really know because the rules haven't been applied in that sentence. And that kids have to pick up on all these things, the rules for sounds, the rules for words, and the rules for sentences, and figure it all out. And that is pretty amazing because I don't know if you've been around kids, but they're not that smart. They can't really do anything. I mean, they're really smart, of course. But, little kids, they can't feed themselves. They can't really walk very well. They can't even use the toilet very well. And yet they can understand these rules of language, which is pretty miraculous. And so that's why people like Noam Chomsky have said things like, well, we've got to be kind of pre-wired for language. We've got to be born kind of expecting language. The analogy is like we've got the hardware, but, you don't just... if you're raised in isolation, we'll talk about that later, you probably won't speak a language because you need the software in order for language to run. You have to hear the words or see the signs in order to acquire language. And that's what this week is all about. Okay, I'll talk to you later. Bye.